Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the 161st Commencement exercise at South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. I'm Professor Sidney Goss, and it will be my pleasure to make introductions this morning. We extend a special welcome to our honored guests who are seated over here in this section, and warmly welcome our 50-year graduates seated on stage. In the gold robes behind me are the graduates of the class of 1960. Please welcome these distinguished guests and graduates. We also welcome viewers watching us live via our website at locations around the globe. And now, entering to the music performed by the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology Brass Choir under the direction of Dr. James Feisley, assisted by Professor David Mitchell, are the members of the graduating class of 2010. Please rise for the class of 2010. President Wharton, the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology Chairman of the Faculty Senate, Dr. David Boyles, has installed the mace. Please lead the procession of the faculty and platform guests. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 161st commencement of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the ROTC Color Guard. Color Guard, please present the colors. Please be seated. once again welcome. We ask everyone to remember the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology students and alumni, and all Americans who are deployed in Iraq, Afghanistan, and in other troubled parts of the world. We are pleased today to have 15 veterans graduating. Please join me in thanking those veterans. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the 18th President of South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, Dr. Robert A. Wharton, who will conduct today's ceremony. Please join us in welcoming President Wharton.
Thank you, Dr. Goss. Today, we are gathered to recognize those who are about to join the ranks of proud alumni of this university. Today, they become the scientists, engineers, visionaries, and leaders who will invent tomorrow. Also this morning, 27 members of the graduating class of 1960 have joined us for a celebration of their lifetimes of service that have brought great credit to themselves and to our university. You can find out more information about each of our featured guests in your commencement program. While they won't appear on the stage, we are also joined by the families and friends of our graduates. These graduates would not be here today if you did not support them during their college careers. Your commitment to helping these students succeed is well known and certainly much appreciated. Thank you for all you have done to make today possible. Let's give them a round of applause. It is now my pleasure to introduce the representative of the senior class, Mr. Evan Waddell. Mr. Waddell, originally from Des Moines, Iowa, is a candidate for the bachelor's degree in chemical engineering with a minor in mathematics, summa cum laude. Evan served on the Student Association throughout his tenure, and this past year served as vice president. He has been a member of the university's Diversity Council and served on the AQUIP Regional Accreditation Valuing People Committee. He served as a peer advisor, vice president of the Resident Hall Association, and chair of the Dublin Dash 5K Run Walk Committee as a member of the American Institute of Chemical Engineers. Mr. Waddell has received numerous recognition for his leadership and academic achievements. He's also been an active participant in research, and recently served as author and co-author on 2 scholarly publications. Upon graduation, Mr. Waddell plans to begin his career as a process engineer with Dow Corning. Please, everyone, let's welcome Mr. Evan Waddell.
How's everyone doing today? Good? Okay, well, before I start my speech, I found out that there was a problem, and one of the words I'm going to use is really weird. So the word of the day for today is tintinnabulation. It means similar to or like the ringing of bells. So when you hear that word, well, yeah, it's your cue to remember, to recall. Over the last 4 years, I felt honored to listen. Listen to stories of triumph and failure and lecture and innovative ideas and dreams. Even after that long, I still haven't had the opportunity to hear you all out. For that, and for probably the first time, I must accept incomplete marks. But even for those I don't know, I still have the following reply to give. This is a commencement message in one act with refrain in second to first singular perspective, just so that you know. What if one day, as we lie cold before this place, all people saw us as a simple string of words, our life would be an experimental sentence. Verbs would ebb and flow, and sometimes strong, and sometimes they'd be feeble, to subtend, to measure past action. We are told in life to never place a ceiling, that doesn't sound good, to never place a ceiling on what we can accomplish. It's ironic then that looking back at others past, such boundaries are easily accessible to our view. This thought can be painted bitter, or it can be painted bright by the colors of our heart and mind. For the colors of our heart and mind plot the progression of syllables that bring us either through consonant harshness or through tintinnabulation. Our sentence thus builds and has a message, but it is still amorphous. We stretch through effort to bring adjectives to cover it over and make it appealing. Some of these adjectives are made of deceit, and we know this, and some are the fabric of candor, of truth. But so man must operate to be accepted and to be read in society as one never fully transparent for fear of his underlying sentence. Some people can shed those adjectives, and they are superhuman in my eyes. To display such barren syntax is to grow beyond words, but this is rare and tangential. For the most of us, for those building their sentences, more so than perhaps any other element, is that we not triumph simply in the way we punctuate or in the way that we end. When people read us, punctuation is but a mark to terminate their gaze and to disconnect their view. Rather than simply going out with a bang, let such impact be a continuous effect of the sinews and grace of our wording. Our sentence is not an imagining. It is legacy. It is identity. It is a reality. Our life is an experimental sentence. As it grows within you, know what verbs fall into it. See with what adjectival veils you cover it, and feel its chain of syllables. Then, as we grow cold on earth, our life can be read by those living in the same light as by those above. Had I thought more of what people would find comfort in hearing at an event like this, I would now continue with lines of self-justification, with words of thanks, and with descriptions of daunting societal challenges for our generation. In fact, I did have 3 more pages of thought here to do just that. But these topics are implicit and fill with time, so I defer. So saying, I simply and humbly thank the School of Mines for my stay, and you for your time, and hope to someday, even from afar, read the bright engravings of your simple string of words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Waddell, for those inspirational words. I now wish to present the Honorable Harrison Schmidt, who will give the commencement address. Dr. Schmidt, your experience as a geologist, pilot, astronaut, businessman, writer, and United States Senator serve as an example and an inspiration to all of us. You first left the ground as an Air Force jet pilot and as a Navy helicopter pilot, logging more than 2,100 hours in the air. You went even higher as you made history serving on the last mission to the moon, the only scientist and the very last of 12 men to step on the moon. Answering a personal call to civic duty, you became the first natural scientist in the United States Senate in more than 210 years. Active in a number of committees, you still retain your commitment to the vital role of science and engineering in our society by serving as chairman of the Commerce Subcommittee on Science, Technology, and Space. Today, as a professor, speaker, author, and businessman, you continue that commitment. The South Dakota School of Mines and Technology is pleased to recognize your leadership in science and engineering with the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Science, amicus curiae. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the action of the Board of Regents, I hereby confer on you, Harrison H. Schmidt, the honorary degree, Doctor of Science, with all of the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Regent Krogman, President Ward, faculty and administrators, veterans, parents and guests, alumni, 1960. I'm ahead of you by 3 years. And most importantly, class of 2010. How's it feel? Yeah? Congratulations, my wife Teresa and I join in wishing you the very best, always. But I must digress a little bit and ask, how many of you would like to go to the moon someday? Just the class. Rest of you. Huh? Okay, that's not bad. Mars? Huh? All right, well, we're working on that. A few setbacks recently, but we're working on it. I have, though, for those of you that are really agile, a little souvenir of that trip to the moon you get to take. It's just a soft ball. Are there any geologists in the crowd? No, where are the geologists? There. How's that? Oh! Come on, that's not your hammer. That is your hammer hand. My goodness. Well, thank you, Mr. President, for that most generous introduction and for the honor of this degree. As the son of a mining geologist and having used samples from the Homestake mine in my teaching of a graduate course for the late Hugh McKinstry at Harvard, course in precious metals, this honor from the School of Mines and Technology in South Dakota is all the more appreciated. Also, graduates, as the son of a college English professor, I sympathize with your educational trials over the past several years. Try going to grade school and high school with an English professor in your house. Okay? Now, first of all, what a privilege it was to be met at the airport by President Warden and Regent Krogman. They're wondering what I'm talking about. But arriving at the car outside, we discovered the keys had been locked inside. And I suggested that, as astronauts often do, the direct approach, and then we just break a window. But it was clear that Regent Krogman did not like this idea. It was his car. He then wanted to use one of my coat hangers, there's always a coat hanger in my bag, to lift a handle going through the crack of the window that you'd never find. And I've done this many times before, having some propensity to lock my keys in the car. However, it seemed that would attract the attention of the airport security with some potential for embarrassment, even though Regent Krogman is a fairly sizable human being. Well, President Warden finally suggested that we better do something quickly, as it was starting to rain and the top was down. Well, class, these are interesting times, to say the least. Indeed, unprecedented challenges loom before you and your children. But unprecedented opportunities exist as well. The protection of liberty may never have been more important or more rewarding to your generation. Careers in providing quality education have only grown in value to your fellow Americans and others on the planet. Opportunities for real private business and public service have never been greater. Science and engineering are vibrant and more essential than ever to the future. Space settlement on the moon and Mars beckons. If only to be starting again where you are today. Many of us are quite envious, I'm sure. Now, you have already made the first most important decisions in your lives by reaching this moment at this place. You have taken charge of your future. In so doing, you already have contributed to America, whatever career path you may pursue. No more important foundation exists for this republic than quality education of its electorate. Just go back and read what the founders said about that over 200 years ago. You and the faculty of this great institution form critical keystones in that foundation. Please remember, however, that education never stops. Not only do we need to continue to grow in knowledge relevant to our lives, and there's almost no limit to that relevance, but also in knowledge that makes us better citizens and voters. Additionally, most of you have several careers ahead of you. New opportunities will arise unexpectedly. Teresa and my parents and their parents before them look forward to only one career. Teresa already has had 3 such careers, and I have had 4, staying ahead of her very barely. Only one of these careers at the time did we envision when we were your age. None, and I repeat, none of the 12 men who stepped on the moon had any idea at your age that they were going to do that. Never appeared to be an option, if they ever even thought of it. New opportunities for most of you will arrive even more quickly than for past generations. Your ability to take advantage of new opportunities depends both on the breadth of education you celebrate here today and on what you learn and experience in the intervening years. Plus, learning and using that learning can be an awful lot of fun. I speak from experience. Keep it as a central point in your lives. So congratulations once again. And as one of my make-believe space colleagues has put it, live long and prosper. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Schmidt, for joining us today and sharing those inspiring words. The South Dakota School of Mines and Technology operates under the authority of the South Dakota Board of Regents. This morning, we are pleased that Regent Dean Krogman is with us to represent the board. Please join me in welcoming Regent Krogman.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. Well, Senator, being the sensitive kind of guy I am, and being a little bit sensitive to the term sizable guy, I've broke windows with those hangers before. You know, I have heard a commencement speech once, and the title of it was, "What am I going to do to be happy?" And I thought that was a little bit weird since you're just getting started. And the only correlation I could think of was when our oldest son graduated and I'm sitting in the audience, I'm thinking, get a job and make us both happy. Probably not a good time to make jokes about jobs given the economy that we have, but at the same time, you ought to know you're very well prepared to compete today. Let me tell you what employers know about you before you even walk in the door. They know because you accomplished this degree that you know how to be to work on time. They know that you've had to prioritize your task and your time. And they know that you've had tough assignments and quitting wasn't an option. And they also know that you have the ability to find the answer even if you don't know it up front. They don't expect you to. So you are well prepared. And on behalf of the Board of Regents, I congratulate you and your parents. And I don't want you to leave here thinking you're going to be forgotten, because there's 3 groups actually that are going to pay attention to you and want to know where you're at. That's the alumni, the foundation, and the IRS. So with that, Dr. Wharton, by the authority given to the Board of Regents by the people of South Dakota, I hereby authorize you to confer the appropriate degree on these graduates with all the rights, privileges, and responsibility thereto appertaining. Dr. Wharton.
Thank you, Regent Krogman. Dr. Patricia Mann, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, will present the degree candidates. Will the candidates for the Associate of Arts degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Associate of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
I shall read the names only of those degree candidates who are present this morning. Those who were unable to attend but whose names are listed in the commencement program will be awarded their diplomas in absentia. We welcome and encourage your applause for each graduate, but we ask that you refrain from using air horns and other noisemakers so that we may preserve decorum and respect for the graduates, their families, and our visitors. As the graduates line up to receive their diplomas, families and guests are reminded that they are invited to come to the front and take pictures as the graduates shake hands with the President and march across the stage. Will the candidates for the degree, Associate of Arts in General Studies, please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Dr. Sue Shirley, Head of the Department of Humanities, and Dr. Dwayne Hernser, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Charles Michael Morgan II. Sasha Brianna White.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Rob Winter, Head of the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, and Dr. Hernser. And the rest of you may be seated until you're called up. Cassandra Ann Callahan. Scott Edie, summa cum laude. Jessica May Griffith. Samantha Jo Johnson. Dennis Croats. Samuel Kenneth Lane, cum laude. Samuel is third-generation School of Mines graduate. His mother, Stephanie Lane, graduated with a chemical engineering degree in 1980, and his late grandfather, Earl Daly, graduated with a mechanical engineering degree in 1951. Christopher Lumontayo. Catherine Anastasia Sass, cum laude. Stephen John Snyderman, summa cum laude. Philip Squillis. Evan Joseph Waddell, summa cum laude. Jonathan Elliott Warner. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemistry please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Daniel Hagelin, Chair of the Department of Chemistry, and Dr. Hernser. William Edward Bailey. Mackenzie Ray Barth, magna cum laude. Tasana Bauer. Katrina Jolene Donovan, magna cum laude. Matthew John Little. Ashley Marie Rook, cum laude. Channing Christine Thompson. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Henry Mott, Chair of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, and Dr. Hernser. Brett Emil Belzer. Brett is a third-generation School of Mines Civil Engineering graduate. His father, Buddy, graduated in 1974, and his grandfather, Bud Belzer, graduated in 1934. Both are in the audience today. Adam Joseph Bruscher. Matthew David Deerdorf, magna cum laude. John Fairchild. Benjamin Kenneth Ganji. Ian Lane Gardunia. Kyle Ernest Hansen, magna cum laude. John Charles Heine, summa cum laude. Robert Keller. Paul Michael Kraft, cum laude. Brad Martin Kretsch. Kyle James Kurth. Annika LaBelle. Chelsea Laramie Rhodes. Laura Beth Lindblom. Brent Reed Morford. Derek Dwayne Nelson. Chad William Price. Teresa Francis Siri. Barbara Jean Smith. Barbara will also be congratulated on stage by her grandfather, Dr. Paul Smith Jr., Professor Emeritus of the Institute of Atmospheric Sciences. Ashley K. Stewart, magna cum laude. Bruce Stuckman. Kyle Trostel. Chelsea Margaret Wadier. Molly Ryan Williams. Brian John Zerhoff. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Michael Batchelder, Chair of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, and Dr. Hernser. Ian Michael Jensen. Garrett D. Moore. Levi Edward Poppernick. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Kyle Riley, Chair of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, and Dr. Hernser. George Lehigh Blankenbiller. Joseph Cass, magna cum laude. Brian Christopher Furman. David Greiser. Michael Dean James, magna cum laude. Robin Sue Craig, cum laude. David Clayton Mosteller. Jacob Simpson Oursland. Jael Page Sherman. Gordon Douglas Standard, summa cum laude. Kelsey Stolken, cum laude. I would like to again make families welcome to come forward to take pictures. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering please come forward to receive their diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Batchelder and Dr. Hernser. Andrew Berg, magna cum laude. Corey Lee Coggins. Eric Edward Engelmeyer. Heath Ryan Evans. Joshua Aaron Fossum, magna cum laude. Scott Michael Frederick. Tom Frisley, magna cum laude. Justin John Gasper. Jazek Cade Kramer. William Joel Lankutis. Lucas James London, cum laude. Marcus Moore. Craig Oding, summa cum laude. Colton James Reed. Daniel Reynolds, magna cum laude. Andrew Riemann. Andrew Stevens Rogers. Terry James Voigt. Curtis Leon Winya, summa cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Environmental Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Henry Mott and Dr. Hernser. Megan Brianna Jo Blader, cum laude. Lee Jane Hill Bruner. Malia Audra Franklin, cum laude. Daniel John Houston. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Geological Engineering Please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Dr. Mary Beth Price, Chair of the Department of Geology and Geological Engineering, and Dr. Hunser. Dustin Adam Biondi. Kyle Weston Davis, cum laude. Jacob Arnold Dow. Darren William Dyke. Katrina Ann Knodel, summa cum laude. Justine Ann Miller. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Geology please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Price and Dr. Hunser. Daniel Lai. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Today is a special Mother's Day for our next graduate. May I present Mom Becky J. Flanders Rowe and daughter Erin Rowe. Kathleen Ann Schwabe, cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Dean Jensen, Assistant Professor of Industrial Engineering, and Dr. Hunser. Stephanie Allred, summa cum laude. Marcus James Bartlett. Catherine Jane Bushy. Stephanie Nicole Carpio, cum laude. Jessica Jade Chrétien. Kyle Everett Dean. Catherine Noreen Harvey. Zachary Wayne Hine. Jillian Elizabeth Helwig. Katie Lynn Hofer, cum laude. Brian James Jensen, cum laude. John Larson. Christine Estelle Larson, magna cum laude. Emily Marie Levine. Manuel Diaz Lewis. Benjamin John Molman, cum laude. Daniel Priest. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Interdisciplinary Sciences please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Shirley, Head of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, and Dr. Fernser. Gretchen Berg, cum laude. Tyler Lee Cowan. Adam Wesley Dale. Katie Lynn Ewise, summa cum laude. Kenneth Edwards Gable. Karina Joy Garber, magna cum laude. Christopher Allen Hamrick. Adrian Nicole Holzer. Colleen M. Kennedy. Amanda Jean Canold. Taylor Ray Longville. Jesse Hauser. Deanna Michelle Schock, cum laude. Leah Ray Sunbay, cum laude. Kendra Ray Wolf, cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Applied and Computational Mathematics please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Riley and Dr. Fernser. Cody Andrew Allsocker, summa cum laude. Joseph Cass, magna cum laude. Melody Dodds, summa cum laude. Michael Dean James, magna cum laude. Mark Pinkator, cum laude. Kristen Ann Shadow. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Michael Langerman, Head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and Dr. Fernser. Scott Allen Anderson, summa cum laude. Robert Allen Bakken. Alex Daniel Lyons Baldwin. Owen Anders Britton, summa cum laude. Coulter James Burleson. Michael Eugene Bazalski, magna cum laude. Camden John DePaulo. Brandon Dexter. Travis Andrew Ducheneau, summa cum laude. Cody Lee Egel. Brandon Patrick Eisenbraun, cum laude. Terrence Patrick Ernesti. Jordan Lee Gabb, summa cum laude. Philip Gardner, magna cum laude. Christopher Garrigan. Raymond Allen Gibson. Shane Patrick Grimmy. Ethan Clayton Grover. Catherine Marie Hansen. Sean Michael Hayes, cum laude. John Robert Heiberger, summa cum laude. Nathaniel Hicks, cum laude. Michael Joseph Foyney. Kyle Dean Johnson. Beck Allen Johnson. Matthew Kalis. Jacob Zachariah Kaiser, summa cum laude. Eugene Lodger Ray, cum laude. Christopher James Ludvigson, magna cum laude. Charles Allen Maupin, summa cum laude. Eric John Musel. Andrew Barry Muxon. Justin Michael Naif. Chris Olson. Quentin Scott Patterson. Matthew Philip Peterson. Jake Lou Phillip. Nolan Craig, cum laude. Seth Renzabuff Puckett, cum laude. Christopher Ray Rieger. Mitchell J. Rodriguez. Bradley Michael Shaw. Joshua Dowd Stebbing. C.G. Marie Steiger. Drew Sikora. Brandon Talbot. David Allen Van Sickle, cum laude. Samuel John Vogeleyer, magna cum laude. Allison Nicole Wall, cum laude. Derek Scott Warney. Jason Allen Wendling, summa cum laude. Chad Daniel Westendorf, summa cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Metallurgical Engineering please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Dr. John Keller, Head of the Department of Materials and Metallurgical Engineering, and Dr. Hernser. Marcus Allen Bowie. Tyler Jacob Blumenthal, cum laude. Nathan James Huff, magna cum laude. Mitchell Ajay Rodriguez. Nathan Paul Saunders, magna cum laude. Nicholas Albert Smith, cum laude. Derek Scott Warney. Eric Young, magna cum laude. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mining Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Mr. Sashi Kant, Head of the Department of Mining Engineering and Engineering Management, and Dr. Hernser. Anthony Eugene Bauer. Matthew John Begeman. Joshua Robert Edick, cum laude. Adam Michael Dutel. Dustin Lynn Hagan. Shane Curtis Lee. Nathan Ross Oliver. Nathaniel Christian Prignitz, cum laude. Martin Ray Reed. John Daniel Reedy. Aaron Visser. Jacob Wilson. Americo Jesus Susunaga. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Physics please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Dr. Andrei Pechikov, Head of the Department of Physics, and Dr. Hernser. Dana Wells Byron. Frisley, magna cum laude. Christopher James Ludvigson, magna cum laude. Lori Ann Redovich, cum laude. That concludes the presentation of the diplomas to the graduating seniors.
Will the associate and bachelor degree recipients please rise? I offer to you my personal congratulations and good wishes on behalf of the entire School of Mines family. I now permit you to move your tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the undergraduate class of the South Dakota School of Mines for 2010. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the Master of Science degrees please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree specified with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations thereto appertaining, contingent upon completion of all requirements.
Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Atmospheric Science please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Mark Hempfeld, Dean of Graduate Education Dr. John Helston, and Dr. Hernser. Kathleen M. Carroll. Will the candidate for the degree Master of Science in Chemical Engineering please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Winter, Dean Helston, and Dr. Hernser. Raghu Nadan Guram. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Civil Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Mott, Dean Helston, and Dr. Hernser. Kevin Baker. Ramith Jinka. Lance Larson. Christopher Liebrock. Brett Morlock. Stephanie Knox. Waranja Palasami. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Computer Science please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Riley, Dean Helston, and Dr. Hernser. Arayuna Cholalumutu. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Construction Management please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Scott Amos, Dean Heldston, and Dr. Fernser. Mark L. Lewis. Jamie Love. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Electrical Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Batchelder, Dean Fernser, Dean Helston, and Dr. Fernser. Anoop Chadagwa. Andrew Downs. David Jonathan Huft. Pradeep Kumar Gubala. Will the candidate for the degree Master of Science in Geology and Geological Engineering please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Price, Dean Helston, and Dr. Fernser. Hilamalikotes Betamariam. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Materials Engineering and Science please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. John Keller, Dean Helston, and Dr. Fernser. Nicole Bashara. Dustin Blosmo. Dane Hansen. Bert Manhalter. Santos Kumar Sharif. St. Irish St. Lagwa. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Department Head Dr. Langerman, Dean Helston, and Dr. Fernser. Stuart Buckles. Sanita McCalla. Will the candidate for the degree Master of Science in Paleontology please come forward to receive your diploma and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Price, Dean Helston, and Dr. Fernser. Shauna L. Johnson. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Technology Management please come forward to receive your diplomas and be congratulated by Dr. Dean Jensen, Assistant Professor, Dean Helston, and Dr. Fernser. Joshua James Barlow is in absentia. His excuse for not being with us is due to the birth of his daughter this morning, Isabella Ray. Later today, Joshua plans to be commissioned as a second lieutenant in the United States Army. He will serve as an aviation officer on active duty. Swati Bogum. Jeremiah Brickhouse. Stacy Ann Froelich. Niall E. Hedlund. Paula Holmes. Nicole Dean Rognes. Nicholas Dean Rognes. That concludes the presentation of the diplomas to the master's candidates. Congratulations and best wishes.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree please rise? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degree specified with all the rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities thereto appertaining, contingent upon completion of all requirements.
Will Joshua F. Velder, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Atmospheric and Environmental Science, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Helmfeld and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. Arden Davis, Major Professor of Mr. Velder, will assist in the hooding ceremony. We now present Dr. Joshua Velder. Will Randolph J. Moses, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Geology and Geological Engineering, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Department Chair Dr. Price and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. James Martin, Major Professor for Mr. Moses, will assist in the hooding. We now present Dr. Randolph J. Moses. Will Mohammed Nasser Al-Ghamdi, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Materials Engineering and Science, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Keller and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. Lyndon Sherrington, Major Professor for Mr. Al-Ghamdi, will assist in the hooding ceremony. We now present Dr. Mohammed Nasser Al-Ghamdi. Will Zuhar Reda Abogani, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Materials Engineering and Science, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Keller and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. Lidvin Sherentran, Major Professor of Mr. Albagani, will assist in the hooding ceremony. We now present Dr. Zuhar Reda Albagani. Will Sudeep Bhattacharya, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Materials Engineering and Science, please come forward to receive your degree and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Keller and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. Stan Howard, Major Professor for Mr. Bhattacharya, will assist in the hooding ceremony. We now present Dr. Sudeep Bhattacharya. Will Wayne Wire, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Materials Engineering and Science, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Keller and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. Lidvin Sherentran, Major Professor for Mr. Wire, will assist in the hooding. We now present Dr. Wayne Wire. Will Christopher Goyen, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Nanoscience and Nanoengineering, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Steve Smith and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. Jan Pashitsky, Major Professor for Mr. Goyen, will assist in the hooding ceremony. We now present Dr. Chris Goyen. Will Josiah Reeves, candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Nanoscience and Nanoengineering, please come forward to receive your degree from President Wharton and be congratulated by Program Coordinator Dr. Steve Smith and Dr. Hernser. Dean Helsden and Dr. David Boyles, Major Professor for Mr. Reeves, will assist in the hooding ceremony. We now present Dr. Josiah Reeves.
Each year is a privilege to recognize the 50-year graduates whose lifetime of outstanding achievements have established the reputation of educational excellence that is the proud tradition of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. 150 graduates were honored in the May of 1960 class. Of the 118 surviving members of the class of 60, we are privileged to have 27 represented here today.
As your name is called, please step forward to receive your certificate from Dr. Wharton and be congratulated by Alumni Association Executive Vice President and past Alumni President, Dr. Paul Gnurk. After you receive your certificate, you may return to your seat. Okay. John Anderson. Edward J. Bain. Glenn C. Barber. Charles Benson. Larry A. Blair. Vernon Bump. Robert Cash. Carl E. Code. David Code. Bill Coaster. Cecil J. Delane. Donald R. Gap. A. J. Grantier. Lloyd Holacek. Kenneth Heidinger. Kermit Kidner. Ken May. Robert Meeson. Neil Lean. Robert R. Olson. Robert Peterson. David Rogers. Gary Sharberg. Robert Shaw. Donald E. Sobek. Kenneth Yoakum. Dale M. Zandbaum.
Congratulations. So we really appreciate the class of 60 joining us today. May the success that you all have enjoyed in your lives and careers serve as a model for all of us. At this time, I would like to call upon Dr. Paul Gnurk. I'd like to ask Dr. Gnurk to come to the podium to introduce this year's recipient, the Guy E. March Medal. Dr. Gnurk is the Executive Vice President of the Alumni Association and a past recipient of the March Medal.
Thank you, Dr. Wharton. Good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce today the awardee of the Guy March Silver Medal. The Guy March Silver Medal was established in 1975. It was established in recognition and remembrance of Professor Guy March for his dedicated service to the students, the faculty, and the alumni of the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Once each year, in the spring graduation exercise, the college and the Alumni Association provide one medal to one recipient of the March Medal, to the person who demonstrates their abilities that are very close to that of Professor March and his dedicated service. This year, the award goes to Dr. Wayne Eckelberger, Jr. At this point in time, I'd like to ask Dr. Eckelberger to join me at the podium, please. I'm going to say a few words in recognition of Dr. Eckelberger. You'll find a very lots of information in your blue packet regarding his career, his accomplishments, so forth. Dr. Eckelberger was a graduate of Pierre High School before it was Riggs High School in Pierre, South Dakota. He came to South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. He graduated in civil engineering in 1956. Following graduation, he went to work for the Department of Health in Pierre for a couple of years and then decided to strike off for higher education. Subsequently, he received a Master of Science degree and a PhD from the University of Michigan. Over 40 years of teaching at 5 different universities in this United States, he's accumulated many awards, many achievements. He was an administrator, a faculty member, and so forth. Over these many years also, he stayed in touch with the people here at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. In 1985, at the 100th celebration of our college, he was one of the 100 people that were honored as our distinguished graduates at that period of time. Subsequently, in later years, in 2003, he was awarded a distinguished alumni as one of our distinguished alumni. For the past 10 years, he's been on the Industrial Advisory Board for the civil engineers. For the past 5 years on the Industrial Advisory Board for the environmental engineers. He's done much of this stuff on his own, very dedicated in this regard. 3 years ago, he was determined to be one of the men of the century for Triangle Fraternity at a special recognition ceremony in Indianapolis, Indiana. He's also a foundation trustee and a member of the Heritage Society of the Foundation. He's established scholarships for students. He's done a lot of work for the Triangle Fraternity. It's my great pleasure to introduce to you the recipient of this year's March Medal, Dr. Eckelberger.
Well, thank you, President Wharton, and also, well, again, thank you, Dr. Wharton and Dr. Gnurk. It's always rather dangerous to give a university professor the last spot on a program. As you know, university professors are normally geared to a 50-minute statement. Well, I won't carry forth with that commitment this morning. First of all, I have to be very, very grateful to my family for the support over these many, many years. And I'm very, very glad that my son, Dr. Jeffrey Eckelberger, a dentist from Louisville, Kentucky, is here with me today. Bob March was one of my mathematics professors here at the School of Mines. And as I reflect back on the experiences here, and I tried to think of one of the faculty members that probably was the most important to me. There were several, but at least Bob March was one of those that early on rescued me from academic destruction, so to speak. I was not on the track to eventually graduate from the School of Mines. Bob March recognized there's something of value there, I guess, and did rescue me. There were several other faculty members here that I recall and helped me as I continued through my educational experiences, and also allowed me to impart a little bit of that fundamental element to students that you heard, 5 different universities. I'd forgotten that there were that many. But anyway, graduates that probably now are literally all over the world. Professor Coyle and many of the people on this stage and others will remember Professor Coyle. At the time when I was in school, some of us hated Professor Coyle. Well, anyway, Professor Coyle was one of those that had a lot of rigor and a lot of discipline associated with him, and that continued into my educational career. There was Professor Thorson, and the one thing that I recall about Professor Thorson is that the educational experiences that we received from him were fun, and he seemed to introduce a certain amount of levity into the educational experience that I have tried to do throughout my professional career. And then there was Professor McDonald from geology, and Professor Green was also in that group, and they were responsible for leading us on very, very investigative excursions into the Badlands at that particular time. That added a tremendous amount of comprehensiveness to our educational experience in all kinds of life's necessities. And then finally, Professor Boyd in the English department, he was responsible for the technical communications classes that we received here at that particular time. And technical communication has always been an important element of the educational experience. So anyway, some of that has stayed with me. Now, you particular graduates of 2010, believe me, you now have received the fundamental elements that will allow you to continue to pursue whatever you would like to do. You know, the goals that you heard from Dr. Schmidt earlier today, you have, and I can guarantee that you have. And when you have reached whatever level of success that you feel is important to you, I hope that you will at that time then decide to share some of those resources back here at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. This is an excellent institution, and you will grow to love it more in the future years. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you again, Dr. Gnurg, and also Dr. Eckelberger for those remarks. Going off script. I'm the president, I can do that, right? Actually, one person's here that hasn't been recognized today, and that's the First Lady, Dr. Carolyn Fossey-Wharton. Let's give her a round of applause. Well, I invite you to join me one more time in congratulating this awesome class of 2010. Let's give them another big round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Wharton. A special thank you again this morning to the School of Mines Brass Choir. Thank you also to the Commencement Committee and the other individuals who have made this event a success. Please note that there is an opportunity to take photos, if you wish, in the northeast corner of the arena following the ceremony with those good folks over there at that table. And another announcement. Due to the recent rain and actually snow, vehicle access to M Hill is not available today. Therefore, the gate will not be opened at the base of the hill. However, anyone wishing to walk to see the senior plaques is welcome to do so. Now, please stand and remain standing until the colors have been retired. We ask that you also remain in place until the academic processional has been completed. Thank you for joining us today. ROTC Color Guard, please retire the colors.
Thank you.